Ladies and gentlemen, this is Internet Personality Vangelus, and this video is going to be a bit of a casual walk down the annals of TF Expo custom exclusive history, before taking a look at 2016's custom class figure. That is to say, I'll be focusing primarily on the custom class stuff they've offered at the show, though it's worth noting that there have been other entries in TF Expo history, from folks like Shirley Chung and the guys over at BMOG. 2014's headlining piece was a literal replacement head and gun for Generation's Double Dealer, turning him into the overlord known as Oppressor. Javico and Donnie Mason have done a lot of the legwork on these pieces, making use of 3D printing to bring several projects to life. This piece does a lot to work together with the existing color palette of the Double Dealer figure, and certainly, a jet-to-tank triple-changing body doesn't seem too out of character for an overlord. While not a TF Expo exclusive per se, another Javico-Donnie collaboration was this briefcase for Generation's Voyager Brainstorm. It fits into his hand well enough and features a wire-connected wrist cuff, but the craziest part of this accessory is the fact that the internal design was decided upon before we finally saw what was inside the thing in the actual More Than Meets the Eye comic series. Several different dates were available when I picked this up at TF Expo 2015, basically painting in a variety of options on the base digital display sculpt. Turning to non-F Productions for manufacturing, TF Expo's 2015 custom figure was Guardian, the multi-generational partner robot. This little guy was built with G1 Headmasters and Generation's Brainstorm in mind, and he looks like a solid little dude for a little dude with a giant face for a backpack. By the way, the red one is fully painted by Donnie Mason, while the blue one is a Frankenstein combination of a torso he painted and the figure I assembled at TF Expo 2015. There's decent posability for the size, with a ball socket neck, ball socket shoulders, clip hinged elbows, limited ball socket hips, and clip hinged knees. The transformation is dead simple, as Headmasters tend to be, and involves a touch of parts forming, as there are two different plugs that slip over Guardian's own skull. One is sized for a G1 Headmaster socket, while the other's meant to go with Generation's Brainstorm. The fit isn't bad, but I find myself worrying that I might chip paint or damage small details when I pull the plug on or off of the little guy's noggin. His neck joint translates over to whoever's body he's on, providing some tilt and swivel to the head mode's wizened face sculpt. And that brings us to the 2016 custom class figure, Dronicon. I've got another pair on display here, one pink window painted Shapeways test shot, and a production injection molded black ABS copy. I added some white paint to it to highlight a few details, and it is more or less indicative of what will be at the show's customization class. The alt mode is an alien futuristic speeder thing, basically shaped for fictionally aerodynamic gliding over various forms of surfaces that are probably metallic and maybe even chromatic. It's got a Cyberverse-compatible peg hole on the roof and a fairly sealed-up appearance on all but its bottom side. The transformation is super simple and super smooth, doing a couple of logical and satisfying motions to get all bipedal and ready for using four limbs to do things. Dronicon is a cool little dude with a pleasant amount of surface detail over his body bits. His silhouette has a decent touch of dynamic flavor, and the Shapeways printed prototype totally has a different face and chest design. Feels like he might be the kind of template figure that could ride out a few part swap variations were he to be released outside of TF Expo's custom class this year. His hands are Cyberverse compatible, and his posability involves ball socket shoulders, limited hinge elbows that start to unseat themselves a little when they go to the full 90, legit Van Damme-able ball socket hips, and ball socket knees that both bend in deep thanks to the transformation and allow for thigh swivelage. They even bow in a little to give Dronicon a slightly akimbo A stance. Also, thanks to his construction, if the knees end up loose, there's a screw you can tighten before turning to ye olde flory polishy. If he had a waist or neck joint, he would be delicious for his size. As it is, he is merely pleasantly tasty, and I would still totally eat a bag of them. TF Expo have got a nice run of original toolings to their name, especially for a regional fan-run convention. Dronicon is a landmark release for the show, and Donnie Mason is planning to have a small run of additional accessories available on the weekend in question. I hear there may be a tiny mop. My jealousy towards you attendees knows no bounds. Original independent pieces like Dronicon are the kind of thing I hope to see grow out of the continuing development of small-scale toy-making technology. Small, simple, satisfying robots that turn into slab-like space speeders is very much my kind of jelly and jam. Now I just need to figure out if I want to demonotone the color on my own copy. Anyway, this has been Internet Personality Vangelus, and if you're going to TF Expo this year, A, go to the custom class, and B, try and beat my Pro Customizer tier paint job. Bring it on, I dare ya!